Breaking down all 23 things you missed from the Survivor 43 finale. We are talking all things the fire-making duel between Gabler and Jesse, Owen completely freaking out, the battle of Carla versus Cassidy, Mr. Mike Gabler hiding in plain sight, and Jesse's brutal idol explosion. And before we get into it, we're giving away another Survivor buff. If you want to enter the giveaway, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below your thoughts on Gabler winning Survivor 43. Let's get right into the breakdown with number 23, Jesse plays the idol. It kind of felt like one of the Survivor producers messed up and they were playing the end of last episode instead of playing the start of this episode. It was really weird. Obviously that was a lie, but raise your hand if you're excited for us to break down the Survivor 43 finale. Jesse's gonna recap that previous episode, and in my opinion, one of the best moves in Survivor history. He ends up playing Cody's idol on Owen, has Carla waste her idol, gets Cody blindsided out of the game, and Jeff Probst lets the players know they're gonna be starting the finale episode on a new beach. Number 22, Final 5. We see a slow, dramatic climb up a mountain as we get ready for the final 5 of Survivor. I'm not going to talk about every single player in detail, but we get a small confessional of everyone summarizing their game, how it feels to be in the final 5. But I feel like it's really important we do talk about Gabler here in the confessional he gives. Gabler believes he has a really good shot of winning this game if he makes the final 3. Obviously, there's tons of debate right now in the Survivor community regarding the winner of Survivor 43. You're going to want to stay till the end of the video. We're going to be breaking everything down, and I'm going to give my thoughts on the win of the season. Number 21, rediscovering New Island. We literally just talked about it, and within the first 5 minutes of the Survivor 43 finale, Gabler's already giving us another winner confessional in my opinion. He's talking some nonsense about needing to push through to the end of the game. He really believes he can do it. I don't like to look too much into the edit, but at this point I was like, they're trying to tell us something. It might be an explosive hot take or just a small little hot take here, but I'm glad we didn't spend much time on the new island building the new shelter. It feels more like a gimmick now to start the finale episodes. I would be okay if we skipped this for future seasons. Number 20, final advantage clue. Apparently this new island isn't the only staple of new era Survivor during the finale episodes, as just like Survivor 41 and Survivor 42, the players gotta solve a word scramble puzzle for an advantage clue. I thought it was a great funny callback to Owen saying he's played his Wordle, he knows what to do here. I thought to myself, is Wordle still a thing? But we gotta remember these players played Survivor like a year ago now, so Wordle was a thing then. Number 19, advantage chase. Carla's able to figure out the advantage clue first and she runs off. Well, technically she walks off. She's in rough shape right now. This was an awesome moment as we see Owen sprint past her in Captain America style. I don't know if I'm for this or against this. It kind of feels like artificial drama the producers are placing into the Survivor finale. Maybe it's just me being dumb, but I do think it was a fun way to kickstart this finale, get the action and the ball rolling. This is going to be a theme across the entire finale for Owen and really his entire Survivor experience as he misses the advantage by like this much. As Carla's able to pull it off, grabs the advantage just before Owen, and he freaks out in the process. Number 18, final 5 challenge preview. I've said it all season long, and if there's any takeaways, if any Survivor producers actually watch my videos, I love the drone shots. I'll be making tons of videos leading into Survivor 44, but I hope we see these drone shots back for 44. It's going to be a challenge we've seen in the past. The players gotta maneuver a buoy through a set of obstacles, use 2 handles to transport some puzzle blocks over a balance beam, and finally use those puzzle blocks to solve a word scramble puzzle. This challenge is also going to be for reward, where the players get to go to the Survivor Sanctuary. Yeah, the Survivor Sanctuary again. It's a real thing in Survivor now. And they're also going to get some steaks, baked potato, vegetables, everything you need to fuel up for those last couple of days. I almost forgot to mention the note that Carla found is going to give her an advantage in this challenge where some of her blocks are already going to be at the station. Number 17, final 5 challenge. Making the Survivor final 5, looking at the ocean at the start of this challenge, I want to play Survivor. This is more for me saying not for you, but I need to stop procrastinating and just get my audition tape in. Sorry, I got distracted there. Back to the challenge. Even though Carla is injured, she makes it to the balance beam first. I was cheering on Carla to win this challenge because it would mean either her or Jesse would make the final 3. Ethan or Ethmaniel fully agrees with that statement. The editors give us a little bit of a wink as we see a sound effect of a light bulb going off when Owen figures out the word scramble. He fully redeems himself from earlier in the episode missing out on the advantage. He wins the challenge and he's gonna take Cassidy on reward with him. Number 16, the Sanctuary. Once upon a time, way back when, recapping Survivor 41, I thought the Survivor Sanctuary was gonna be like a one-time thing, but it feels like here in Survivor 43, we saw the Sanctuary like every other episode in the post-merge. Owen and Cassidy are deciding between Jesse or Carla for who to vote out here at the final 5. Ultimately and technically it doesn't matter because Jesse has an idol. Jesse is isn't going anywhere. But that's okay, because Cassidy really wants to get Carla out because the jury might compare their games as being fairly similar. Number 15, the losers. Here we go, we get another confessional from Gabler saying he's running on fumes and how he might win the $1 million check. Carla and Jesse are smart Survivor players. They recognize it'll probably be one of those two going home tonight. They both decide together they're gonna try and swing the votes onto Cassidy and get Gabler to work with them. Jesse's actually telling the truth here. He wants to vote out Cassidy and keep Carla in the game because Cassidy is an immunity challenge beast. But Carla is just flat out lying. She wants to get Jesse out for being a big threat to win the game. Number 14, players come together. And we see that right here as Carla's trying to turn everyone onto Jesse and vote him out of the game. This is gonna be sad. Poor Owen. He talks about not wanting to be a 0 vote finalist. And we get a little bit of an explosion here as number 13, Carla versus Cassidy. It hurts me to say this, but I don't think I'm the biggest fan of Carla anymore, even though I enjoyed watching her play all season long. She gets pretty ugly with Cassidy because her back's against the wall. She really has no options left. She's trying to blackmail her, and we'll be talking about it when we get to Tribal Council, but she throws a vote on Jesse just so he can't have a perfect game. It seems like Carla's being pretty petty here, and with behind the scenes information, apparently the fight between Carla and Cassidy was way worse. Number 12, final 5, Tribal Council. I just gotta say, I believe Jesse uses that idol to perfection here in front of the jury. You see, Tribal Council in the later stages of the game is like theater. The jury wants to be put on a show. If Jesse just plays the idol without receiving any votes, it kind of means nothing. It's not a good move. But now it feels like Jesse controlled the entire situation and controlled his own fate in the game. And we get some live tribals back. We haven't seen that in a while with the whispers, and Peridium's happy we saw it here. I gotta agree, at a time like this, I think a live tribal is fully necessary and a good idea. And let's go, they mic'd up the players. We got to hear what the whispers were and what was going on. Jesse ends up playing the idol, and number 11, Carla, voted out. I'll get over it eventually, but I'm still pissed at Carla for voting for Jesse just to ruin the chances of his perfect game. Number 10, Final 4 Challenge Preview. For the small chance that this is the first season of Survivor you're ever watching, there's gonna be no more people voted out of the game. If you win this challenge, you're guaranteed a spot in the final 3, and the winner of the challenge picks 2 people to go in a fire-making duel. Whoever loses that duel will be the last member of the jury. We've seen the challenge before. You're gonna use a long fork to maneuver 15 bowls through a channel, and you can't let the bowls drop down. The first person to finish all 15 bowls is gonna win. Number 9, Final 4 Challenge. If you want to start preparing for the final immunity challenge of Survivor, Mike Bloom gives a great tweet about what the final challenge always is. I would think going into a challenge like this, Cassidy and Gabler are going to be the front runners to win. You know, with Gabler being a heart valve specialist, and I would think Cassidy is good at balance and control. It ends up coming down to Cassidy versus Owen for who's going to win the challenge as Gabler drops all his bowls. Owen drops all his bowls as well. He freaks out, breaks his fork, meaning Cassidy wins the challenge, and seconds later the wind knocks over all her bowls. Number 8, Fire Making Decision. With Cassidy winning the challenge, she guarantees a spot in the final 3, and this tweet thinks that's enough to win the game. I've tried to hold it in for most of this video, but I'm pissed off about this final 4 Fire Making Challenge. In my opinion, it's completely broken now, and I think Survivor should remove it from the seasons. I gotta stay calm. We'll talk about my problems with the Fire Making Challenge when we get to Tribal Council. Jesse knows he'll be going to fire no matter what. He's the biggest threat left in the game. Owen and Gabler both want the chance to go to fire with Jesse, take him out as that resume builder. And you know what? That's a fair point. I'm a big believer whoever has the chance to take out the final boss of the season and get credit for it will probably win. But I think it's a little different when you take them out from a fire making challenge. And then literally out of nowhere, Gabler tells us if he wins Survivor, he's gonna donate 100% of the proceeds to veterans. Number 7, Final 4 Tribal Council. Let's not waste any time. We know Jesse's gonna be doing fire. The only question is he gonna be facing off against Gabler or Owen? Cassidy decides to do Gabler versus Jesse in the fire making duel, officially making Owen the 0 vote finalist, and Stephen Fishback is a little upset about this. Number 6, Fire Making Duel. Make no mistake about it, Gabler was a beast during this fire making duel. Jesse doesn't put up a fight at all, and I really wish he knew how to make fire. But we gotta be a little fair here. Gabler got the record for fastest fire making duel ever with 4 minutes and 9 seconds. On one side of things, Gabler was placed in this situation. He seized the moment. He didn't make up the fire making twist. I just hate how the juries of Survivor are now penalizing the winner of the immunity challenge for not going into fire themselves. We'll go into more detail when we get to the final Tribal Council and the jury talking to the players, but Cassidy should not have got penalized for this. Ultimately, Gabler wins the fire making duel, and number 5, Jesse voted out. Like I said, Gabler is going to get full credit for taking out the final boss of the season, Jesse. As Jesse goes out in emotional fashion, I'm so excited to see him return in a future All-Star season. Number 4, Final 3 Breakfast. Here we go, the final final 3 of Survivor Season 43. We got Owen, we got Gabler, and we got Cassidy. Just gotta say, before the season had even aired, I made a video on my predictions of the boot list of Survivor 43, and I picked Mike Gabler to win the season. Let's go! Number 3, Jury Speaks. I'm so happy this Jury Speaks section has returned from Survivor 42. It always feels like an awkward point in the Survivor finales after the fire-making duel, before the final tribal council. It's weird filler stuff going on here, and really it lets the season come full circle here and let their jury speak their mind. Number 2, Tribal Council. Before we get into the final Tribal Council, I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead here to the after show because I'm not gonna touch on that. Again, I'm gonna say this every single time we see it in Survivor. I am not a fan of the Survivor after show. It's so rough to see Cassidy and Owen sit through this. They need to process their loss. And honestly, this is the only big thing left I would fix about the new era of Survivor. Anyways, we have Owen take the Troyzan approach from Survivor Game Changers, being the underdog, being the guy that was really left out of some situations. It's hard to see, but I love how self-aware he was, knowing his place at the final Tribal Council. I'm not gonna be saying, yay, Cassidy or Gabler's gonna be winning Survivor 43. That's gonna be a lie. I'm not so happy about their win. I would have loved to see a Jesse win, but it is what it is. It's fine. In my opinion, Cassidy did have a strong final Tribal Council performance here. Sure, she had a slight slip up at the very end, but that shouldn't cost her the $1 million. The jury can say whatever they want, but I think they were going into the Tribal Council voting for Gabler no matter what. Much like Tony from Survivor Winners at War, this just felt different. Like the jury was having fun with Gabler's answers. Gabler was just saying random things, and every time the jury was loving it. The big issue with Survivor Winners, Erica, Marianne, and now Gabler, the Survivor editors are hiding way too much from us. What is this ride or die alliance? Rob Sesternino put out this tweet, since when was this alliance a thing? Just like our previous 2 winners, I don't think the Survivor editors have done a good job showing Gabler's game. Anyways, number 1, Gabler wins Survivor. It's gonna be fun to rewatch this season and take a closer look at Gabler's win. And come on, it's amazing that he's giving all this money away to veterans. Anyways, congratulations Freddie, you're this week's buff giveaway winner. I'll announce the final buff giveaway winner of the season next week during my Survivor 43 review. And click right here for the Survivor 44 try breakdown.